Chapter 1. Meeting in Vienna. The year is 4508, and Vienna is a corpse dressed in silk. I wake in a sprawling mansion, its walls humming with nanotech that mimics the grandeur of a long-dead empire. Sunlight claws through the window, weak and cold, staining my skin as I stand on the balcony. Below, the city sprawls, a maze of chrome spires and decaying cobblestone, where hover cars hum like carrion flies. In the sky, a starship tears free of gravity, its cubic core engine pulsing a sickly green as it climbs toward Luna. The moon looms, no longer a barren rock, but a bloated city of 300 million souls, its domes glinting like the eyes of a predator. A marvel, they call it.
To me, it's a prison writ large.
My neuroimplant pings, sharp as a blade in my skull. First Lieutenant Lurian Dorneis, your attention is required aboard the Blue Star. The notebook on my desk flickers, its holographic screen spitting out a message from Darion Montes, my commander and oldest friend Hedge Lurian. Before we meet Robert in Chicago, let's hit Vienna City Square. They serve steaks that'll make you forget the stars. Noon. Don't be late. I smirk despite myself. Darion's voice, even in text, carries that reckless warmth, like he's daring the universe to take a swing at him. It wasn't long ago we were cadets at the Starfleet Academy, carving each other up in close combat drills. I favored the Verilash, a retractable, plasma-edged whipsword that could slice through titanium or coil back to my grip like a living thing. Darion, built like a bull, preferred his Clash gauntlets, twin kinetic amplifiers that turned his fists into wrecking balls. We were evenly matched, though our styles couldn't be more different. My precision against his brute force. I excelled in engineering and xenobiology, fascinated by alien physiologies and cross-species medicine. Darion dominated cubic core navigation, those reality-bending jumps that let us cross galaxies, and leadership. He could rally a squad with a glance, while I'd rather dissect a Xerioner's neural cortex than give a speech. Time's a thief, and those days feel like someone else's life. I strap on my combat harness, the Verilash humming at my hip, and head for the city square. Vienna streets reek of synth spice and ozone, vendors hawking neural stems and black market augments. The restaurant is a relic, its wooden facade a lie hiding soundproof walls and anti-surveillance tech. Inside, Darion and Robert are already sprawled at a private table, nursing beers and tearing into Wiener Schnitzel. The air hums as Darion activates an electromagnetic time-lapse field, a shimmering bubble that scrambles any eavesdropping tech. Both men wear sleek braces on their forearms, pulsing faintly. Jammers, I realize. Someone's listening, and they know it. Lurian, you're quite late, Darion says, grinning, but his eyes are hard. You should tatch the Vienna steak. Robert, lean and sharp as a shiv, nods. Good you're here. Chicago was the official plan, but I nixed it. Too many ears in that hive. His voice drops, and the room feels colder. The Rocks, Bulamars, and Czars are at each other's throats again. Same old power games, but it's escalating. I lean back, processing. The Czars, descendants of the Eastern Empires, a Russia-Japan-China axis, wield inherited tech that rivals Starfleet's. Cold, calculating, they're the backbone of half the galaxy's infrastructure. The Bulamars, twisted remnants of Bolshevik ideology, infiltrate governments like a virus. Their dogma of racial and gender purges a sick obsession. They're losing ground to the cycle, government-centralized capital, but they're still venomous. Then there's the Rocks, the corporate gods of Paris, hoarding wealth and power through monopolies. They birthed the cubic core, the cold nuclear bomb, and scalar longitudinal weapons. Tools that let humanity claw its way to the stars. 2,000 years of dominance, and they would burn worlds to keep it. These are our boys, Darion says, his voice bitter. They bicker when it's safe, unite when threatened. But Robert's got something uglier. Robert's eyes glint like obsidian. The Xerioners set us up. They fed these groups tech, cubic cores, psi weapons, all of it, to turn Earth into a galactic battering ram. Their plan? Provoke the Magners, their ancient rivals, into a war that'll crush us all. The Xerioners swoop in, pick up the pieces, and rule the galaxy. Humanity's just collateral. I feel my gut twist. The Army, Starfleet, they'll just march into this slaughter? Darion's jaw tightens. Most don't know. The psi weapon's already deployed. Mind control tech, tested and ready. When the signal hits, humanity will charge into war with a boom, no questions asked. I swallow hard. The Zirianar gave them this tech, and nothing stops it. Not nothing, Robert says. Our research says 30% of humans can resist. The psi weapons hit the subjective mind, what you think you are. But the objective mind, the core of you, the part that exists before birth and after death, it's harder to crack. That's our edge. 15 years, Darion adds, his voice a growl. That's the timeline. Earth provokes the monitors with an open attack. The Zirian are flanked from the other side. They want to be gods, ruling a galaxy of groveling survivors. The air thickens, oppressive. I mutter ultimate rulers, and the words taste like ash. The schnitzel sits untouched, congealing in its own grease. Darion slams his fist on the table, making the beer slosh. One life's enough to become immortal. I've got a plan, dangerous, but it'll break this course. Robert, you'll infiltrate Intel HQ. My father can pull strings to get you there. Reach out to the Czars, their tech could tip the scales. Lurian, you're with me. We're heading to the Caledarian system. Its moons are rich in resources, but there's a successful rebellion crushing the rulers there. Someone's sponsoring it, and I want to know who. I nod, my virulash humming faintly, as if it senses the blood to come. Vienna's sunlight fades behind us, and the stars above feel like eyes, watching, waiting for the galaxy to burn. Chapter 2, Journey to Caledarian Chicago. In 4508 is a steel graveyard, its skyscrapers gutted by centuries of greed and war, now stitched together with neon veins and drone swarms. I step off the shuttle, the air thick with the stench of burnt circuits and desperation. Amanda's waiting, her silhouette sharp against the flickering hollowboards advertising neural mods and black market organs. She's a vision. Beautiful, sure, but it's her razor wit that cuts deeper than my virulash. She manages Darion's digital networks, weaving data like a spider spins silk, and she's already smirking as I approach. "Vienna treat you well, Lurian?" she asks, her voice dripping sarcasm. "Hope you savored the schnitzel. We've got work to do." "Stakes were bloody," I reply, checking my combat harness. The virulash hums at my hip, its plasma coil eager to unfurl. Darion's on his way with the commando codes. "You got your armor ready? This Caledarian job's gonna get messy." "Roger that," Amanda says, her eyes glinting like a predator's. "Can't lose this one. Too much at stake." The shuttle bay hums as Zhang He arrives, his presence steadying me like an anchor. Our old mentor from the academy, back when the Asian blocs held the capital's reins, Zhang's a grizzled tactician who taught us how to survive when the stars turned hostile. Darion follows, his clash gauntlet strapped to his forearms, their kinetic amplifiers glowing faintly. We board the Blue Star, a Barrack-class starship, its cubic core engine thrumming with unnatural energy, a pulsating wound in reality that lets us tear through the cosmos. The ship's hull, a masterpiece of human engineering, feels like a coffin as we launch, the void swallowing us whole. Days pass in the hum of the Blue Star's corridors, the cubic core's eerie pulse seeping into my dreams. We gather in the command bay, a sterile chamber of black metal and flickering holoscreens. Zhang's there, his face carved from stone, alongside Amanda and Darion. The airs thick with tension as Darion lays out the intel from Paris HQ. "Johnson Marsh," Darion says, his voice low, like he's naming a curse. "North American descent, white male, built a rebel force that's taken Caledarian's moons and the planet. Intel says he's got rogue elements, pirates from the Wind and Star system, maybe Earth renegades. Worse Magnar factions are backing them. Those 5-meter-tall giants infiltrated our ranks, and now our outposts are silent. Commanders and soldiers? Likely dead or caged." Zhang leans forward, his eyes narrow. "What happened to our defenses? We had a damn fortress there." "Breached," Darion snaps. "Walls down, comms dead. We need answers. Lurian and I will hunt the Xenos. Man, their involvement stinks of a deeper play than the eye would see. Amanda, you're on recon. Infiltrate the rebels, gather intel, and free the prisoners. Public supports our leverage. Zhang, take Reuben and capture Marsh. We need his head to send a message to Earth and to crush the rebellions." I feel the weight of his words, the blood they promise. Darion's compassion for his crew is fierce, but his plans are forged in steel. Take care of yourselves, he adds, softer. Your lives are worth more than the mission. The meeting ends and I head to the training bay, my Virilash itching for action. It's no ordinary blade, a retractable plasma-edge whip that can extend 20 meters, slice through armor, and snap back to my grip like a loyal beast. My dream's always been to be the best, the number one in this merciless world. I spar alone, the Virilash singing as it carves arcs through the air, until Darion joins me, his seed gauntlets crackling. "What do you think, Lurian?" he asks, dodging a strike. "You've already got the plan locked in," I say, lashing out. The Virilash grazes his gauntlet, sparking. "Next time, ask the crew what they think and then proceed with your plan. They'll back you anyway." He grins, but it's strained. The pressure's heavy. I just want to charge through. Our weapons clash, my Virilash coiling against his gauntlet's kinetic pulse. I push, he counters, and soon I'm on my knees, legs buckling under his raw power. He looms over me, offering a hand. "We'll win this, Lurian. But the real fight's after. I need you, brother. You with me?" I take his hand, pulling myself up. "Since the academy, Darion. Hell, I'm still here." He nods, and I feel the weight of his trust. The blue star hums toward Caladarian, its moons rich with resources and rebellion. Our neural comms, thought sync tech nearly ready, will bind our squad in battle, minds linked like a pack of wolves. But as the void stretches before us, I can't shake the feeling that we're in a dire situation, even if we win. Chapter 3. Wrestle for Caladarian. The blue star shudders as we breach the Caladarian system, its cubic core engine screaming like a dying star. Alarms blare through the comms. All man, prepare for battle. The deck vibrates under my boots as crewmen scramble, strapping on combat armor and loading weapons. 5 behemoth-class warships loom in formation behind us, their hulking silhouettes blotting out the stars. Earth wants Caladarian's resource-rich moons back, and they've sent enough firepower to crack a planet. My Virilash hums at my hip, its plasma coil itching to sing. I'm ready to carve my name into this rebellion's corpse. Darion's voice cuts through the chaos, steady as a blade. Orders are as follows. Zhang, He, and Reuben take 3 behemoths and seize the primary moon. Secure Johnson Marsh, alive if you can, dead if you must. Amanda, you've got 2 ships for recon and prisoner extraction. Free them, protect them, win the locals' hearts. Lurian, you're with me in a hand-picked recon team. We're diving deep into the planet to hunt the Xenos. Magners are pulling strings here, and I want their heads. Dismiss. My squad, 6 elite soldiers, face as hard as Ceramite chants blood and honor as we gear up. It's an old Uppage war cry, a relic from an old world, but it sets my pulse racing. Fear gnaws at me, landing on alien soil always does, but I bury it.
I'm First Lieutenant Lurian Dorneis, and I don't break.
We drop in a stealth shuttle, cloaked by our suits' chameleon fields, and land in the city of rust and ruin. Caladarian's surface is a graveyard of twisted metal, wrecks from before the rebellion jutting like broken bones. The air reeks of oil and blood. Our sensors ping, fresh crimson on the walls, still warm. A skirmish, maybe rebels turning on each other. Then sirens wail, a deafening howl, and rebel soldiers pour into the streets, clutching light rifles and screaming about an attack. They're scrambling for the moons, I realize. We're winning. Move! I hiss, leading my team toward the Khan's outpost. Our suit's grav jump tech lets us leap kilometers, silent as ghosts, landing in the shadow of a black-blue monolith, a rebel stronghold. We carve through the outer guards in seconds, my Virilash snapping out the severed limbs and throats, its plasma edge leaving cauterized stumps. Darion's gauntlets crush skulls, bone-crunching under kinetic pulses. The watchmen don't stand a chance, but I feel the weight of each kill. Too much blood, I think, but there's no time for guilt. Atop the building, a heavy unit waits. Rebels in hectiform shields, their armor gleaming like beetle shells. I don't hesitate. I leap, suit jets screaming, and land behind their leader. My Virilash uncoils, a 20-meter arc of molten death, slicing through his torso. I hoist his twitching body high, blood sizzling on the blade, and extend the whip, lashing through the unit. Armor splits, screams choke off, and bodies collapse in a heap of scorched flesh. One survivor lunges, but I slam a shock pulse from my gauntlet into his chest, dropping him cold. I shouldn't have killed so many, I think, but the Verilash hums, hungry for more. We breach the final corridor, a command bridge buzzing with universal translators. Voices echo human, but laced with desperation. "How did they hit our outpost so fast?" one says. "They're just humans, but their intel's too good. Taros, you've got the package. Get to a safer system." Another protest. "We freed these people and now we abandon them?" The reply is cold. Strategic move. Join us and you'll see. A yellow-black flash pulses, Magna Tech. They know we're here. Alarm scream and a voice barks, "Taros, go! We'll hold them!" Footsteps thunder as someone flees. "Let's move!" Darion roars, and we storm the bridge. 5 figures remain, their human disguises melting away under a haze of yellow lightning. Magners, 5 meters tall, their true forms hulking in spiked armor, eyes glowing like dying stars. "Earth Special Forces," one sneers, voice like grinding stone. "Show us what you got." "You first, Magna," I snarl, Verilash crackling. 3 charge, wielding close combat weapons and shields that hum with energy fields. My squad engages, but they're outmatched. A Magner's hammer crushes one soldier's chest, another's head splits under a spiked fist. Blood sprays, coating the walls. Darion ducks a blow, his gauntlets sparking as he counters, but our men drop like flies. Soon it's just us, back to back, surrounded by giants. Darion winks, a glint of madness in his eyes. "Don't kill them," he whispers, but it feels like a lie, like he's daring me to unleash hell. I grin, feral. I activate my suit's turbo mode, adrenaline flooding my veins like liquid fire. The Verilash sings as I launch forward, a blur of speed. I target the first Magner, aiming low. My whip slices through his knee, plasma severing bone and tendon. He roars, collapsing, and I spin, lashing his arm clean off. Blood sprays, thick and black, as he hits the deck. The second Magner swings a warhammer, but I vault over it, my suit's jets roaring, and whip the Verilash around his throat. It tightens, burns, and his head rolls free, eyes still wide in shock. Darion's no slouch. His gauntlets glow red-hot as he charges the Silverhelm Magner, their leader. He ducks a plasma rifle's blast, red and vicious, and slams a kinetic punch into the giant's helm. Metal crumples and the Magner staggers, blood leaking from his visor. I pivot, ready to finish the last 2, but Darion grabs my arm. "Enough, Lurian! We're not their enemies! Drop your weapons, Magners! Let's talk!" I freeze, Verilash trembling in my grip, every instinct screaming to kill. The surviving Magners hesitate, but then Darion speaks with his breathless voice. "I'm Darion, Magner. Calm down. I will show you the status of the military operation right now. The Magner said only I am Zarek." Darion activates ThoughtSync, our neural comms broadcasting loud, universal translators humming. "Amanda, status?" Her voice crackles through. 2 moons secured, prisoners freed, most in good health. But the third moon's particle lasers are shredding us. High energy readings, bad news. "Hold fire," Darion orders. "Cease all attacks." "Roger, Commander." Zhang, Reuben, report. Zhang's voice is calm, but strained. "We push deep, light losses. Civilians here are in rough shape. Rebellion's their only voice. We've got Johnson Marcy's location, but he's just a 20-year-old tech. No charisma, no leader. Doesn't add up with our intel." "Stand down," Darion says. "No more fighting until my signal." "Stand down," Darion says, his voice cutting through the thought sync like a blade. "No more fighting until my signal." He turns to Zarek, eyes burning with a mix of urgency and calculation. "You see, Zarek? We've taken 2 moons, and your forces are crumbling. Order your men to stop firing on the third." Zorak's massive frame tenses, but he grunts, relaying the command through a comm device. The particle lasers fall silent, Amanda's confirmation crackling through. "All clear, Commander." Darion's gaze sharpens, a predator sizing up prey. My men, my real men, are with Amanda and Zhang. The elite squad with us? Rocks or Bulamars, every last one. And now they're dead. Their blood on this floor. No spies left to whisper our words back to Paris. That's why we can talk, Zorak. I'm not here to slaughter you. I want a pact. Zorak's eyes, glowing like twin embers, narrow. A pact? You've carved through my kin, human. You think I'll trust you after that? Darion steps forward, gauntlets still sparking with residual energy, his presence unshaken. Because I know the game, Zorak. Earth's powers, the rocks, the Bulamars, Starfleet's puppet masters are building for a war to wipe out your people. A genocide orchestrated by the Zirianar to pit humanity against the Magners. They've been playing us for centuries, and Caledarian's just their latest board. You stay here, you die, your rebellion, your moons, glassed by behemoths. Come with me, infiltrate Earth, and we fight for the same thing, breaking their chains. You're already in this fight, risking everything. I'm offering you a way to win it. Zarek spiked armor shifts, his voice a low rumble. You humans lie like you breathe. What's your angle? What do I gain by walking into your den? Your disguise tech, Darion says, gesturing at Zarek's human-like form, a chemical mask hiding his 5-meter frame. That drug, shrinking you to pass as one of us, it's a weapon we can use. Slip into Starfleet, into the Rock's own ranks, gather intel, sabotage their plans, protect your people from the inside. I've got a contact, Baron Turin, your master, isn't he? He's already signaled he'll back this. You're not betraying the Magners, Zorak. You're saving them, and I'm the one who can get you to him. Zorak freezes, his eyes flickering with suspicion. You know of Turin? How? Darion's smile is thin, dangerous. I've got my ways. Turin wants this war stopped as much as I do. He's waiting for you, Zorak.
You're his eyes and ears. Don't waste this chance.
A figure steps from the shadows, Taros, the rebellion's architect, a wiry engineer with eyes like a cornered beast. I speak for myself, he snaps, voice raw but defiant. You're Darion Montes, and you, Lurian Dorneis. You live like kings on Earth while we choke in the colonies. I built this rebellion, made Johnson Marsh a nobody tech as a decoy to draw fire. I even bargained with space pirate lords, Gentis and Nicholas, to smuggle Magna Tech to Caledarian. Their ships ran the blockades, armed us. Is it a crime to fight for a life free of Earth's yoke? I grip my Virlash, its warmth a pulse against my thigh. You spill rivers of blood, Taros. Gentis and Nicholas. Pirates don't fight for freedom, they fight for credits. You've tied yourself to snakes, and they'll bite. Taros' jaw clenches, but his voice cracks. What choice did I have? Earth's government grinds us down. The colonies are slaves, Lurian. This rebellion was our scream into the void. Darion kneels, meeting Taros' gaze, his voice low but resonant, like a preacher in a war zone. I hear that scream, Taros. I see the chains on the colonies, on all of us. You fought harder than most, risked your life to wake the galaxy, but you're at the edge of a cliff. Stay here, and Earth's fleets will burn Caledarian to ash. Your people, your dream erased. Or come with me. Fight from Earth's heart, for the colonies, for a world where no one's a slave. You're already on this path, brother. I want what you want, a galaxy free of tyrants. Join me, and we'll tear their system down together. Taros' breath hitches, his hands trembling. You'll hang me out to dry. A scapegoat to parade for Starfleet's crowds. Darion stands, his presence filling the room, unyielding. Never. You'll be my ally, Taros. Work with Zarek, stir the colonies, build a network to choke the Rocks and Bulamars. Baron Turin's ready to fund this fight, to give you a voice. I'd have done the same as you, out here fighting for scraps. You've got my respect. Now take my hand and finish what you started. Taros stares, his tears streaking his face, then slowly grips Darion's hand, his resolve hardening. For the colonies. But if you cross me, Montes, I won't, Darion says, his grip firm. He turns to Zarek. And you? Stay and die, or come with us and fight for your people under Turin's orders. Your call. Zarek's laugh is a low, grinding sound. You're a reckless bastard, Montes. Bold enough to face Tyrion's wrath if you're lying. He glances at Taros, then back to Darion. I'll consult my superiors, but I'm in. This rebellion's done. Your plan's a better shot than burning here. I stand silent, Virlash cooling, the blood on my hands a heavy weight. The dead rocks or Bulmar soldiers ensure our secrets stay buried, but I feel the galaxy's eyes on us, Gentis, Nicholas the Rocks, maybe even Turin himself. Darion's woven a web of alliance, but it's fragile, and pirates don't stay bought. Caladarion's just the first move in a game where betrayal's the only rule, and I wonder how long we'll last before the knives come out. Chapter 4. Back to Earth. The blue star's cubic core pulses like a diseased heart as we limp back to Earth, the void outside a black mirror reflecting the blood we've spilled on Caladarion. The moon's wreckage haunts me, magnar bodies torn by my Virlash, their dark blood pooling, the crushed skulls under Darion's gauntlets. Taros, the rebel engineer who sparked it all, sits in the meeting room, his eyes sunken but resolute after agreeing to join us. Zarek, the Magnar disguised as human through some alien drug, looms beside him, his presence a reminder of the fragile pact we forged. The deaths of our elite squad, Rocks or Bullimar spies, every one ensure our plans stay buried, but I feel their ghosts in every shadow. Baron Turin, Zarak's Magnar master, a hidden player in this galactic chess game. I grip my Virlash, its plasma coil a low hum, and wonder who's watching us now. Darion stands, his voice a blade cutting through the tension. We pulled off a miracle. Zarak, you're our link to the Magnars. We'll slip you into Earth's units, under Baron Turin's orders, to sabotage the Rocks and Bullimars from within. Taros, you'll fight for the colonies, stir their rage against Earth's chains. Your deals with Gentis and Nicholas, those pirate lords, were bold, but they'll sell you out for credits. Stick with us, and we'll protect you. Jang, Reuben, Amanda, you crushed Caladarion's rebellion, freed prisoners, and secured moons in record time. Starfleet's ready to crown us heroes. He pauses, his eyes locking on mine. Lurian, you're up for rise of the ranks. We're going to remake Earth, like Bartholomew in the Caucasus, tearing down tyrants no matter the cost. I'd die for it. My Virlash twitches at my hip, its weight grounding me. Bartholomew, I say, my voice low, jagged. They didn't just skin him alive, Darion. They flayed him inch by inch over days, while he screamed hymns to Jesus. His flesh peeled back, muscles raw, blood pooling in the dirt, and still he wouldn't break. They carved his eyes last, left him blind but praying, for his torturer's salvation no less. You ready for that kind of sacrifice? Darion's jaw tightens, and for a moment I see a flicker of dread in his eyes. Damn, Lurian, you paint a grim picture. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. The ship's comms crackle, approaching Earth. Prepare for landing. Taros shifts, his hands still trembling from Caldarion's weight, while Zarak's human guise feels like a lie ready to crack. We've left a splinter cell on Caldarion, a dormant blade for later, but every move feels like stepping into a trap. The Rocks must suspect something. Those dead spies were theirs, and their absence screams louder than words. Baron Turin's involvement, a Magnar Lord pulling strings, only deepens the shadows. Zhang confirms Zarak and Taros have slipped away on cloaked shuttles, vanishing into Earth's underbelly. They're gone, he says, his voice steady but his eyes scanning for threats. We're alone now, Darion. No turning back, Darion mutters, clapping my shoulder. Time to face the circus. Earth greets us with a hero's welcome, but it's a venomous farce. The Paris landing platform is a grotesque display. Drones shower us with genetically engineered roses, their petals glowing like irradiated gold. Hollow banners flash our names in crimson. Crowds roar, their cheers laced with hunger and fear. Starfleet Command's admirals stand in their gleaming uniforms, their smiles sharp as knives. Admiral Veyron steps forward, his voice slick with false warmth. Astounding work, Montes, Dorneis. To crush Caladarion's rebellion in mere days. So much victory, so swiftly. You've a proud example of obedient soldiers. I nod, my hand brushing the Virlash's grip. Its hum a warning. They know too much, I think. The Rock's tendrils coil through command, their spies everywhere but the ones we killed. Every word feels like a test, every glance a blade waiting to strike. Amanda's smirk is a mask, Zhang and Ruben's face is stone, and Darion accepts a medal with a grin that doesn't reach his eyes. We're promoted, Darion to Rear Admiral, me to Commander, and the crowd erupts, but the air reeks of betrayal. The rocks are watching, the Bullimars whispering, and Turin's shadow looms largest of all. As we step off the platform, Rose is crunching under my boots. Bartholomew's fate claws at me. Flayed alive, his screams echoing, his faith unbroken even as they tore his eyes out. I wonder if I'll have that strength when the galaxy turns on us. The Verilash hums, promising blood. But in this web of spies, Rocks, Bullimars, Magners, pirates like Gentis and Nicholas, no one's trust is certain. We're heroes today, but tomorrow we need to fight again.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. This was the prologue episode of The Adventures of Darion and his crew, told from the perspective of his first mate, Lieutenant Lurian Dorneis. Stay tuned. The next chapter is just around the corner.